There were two Chabad Hasidim that were put into Siberia or in Tajikistan or someplace, one of these faraway places. They were sent into exile. And the exile meant some were sent like to Siberia in hard labor, like Rabbi Futafas we had, and some were just sent to these weird, faraway places that you can't run away from because you have to go through deserts and weird places. And one of them was Tajikistan, and they had to report like every day to the communist headquarters in the city of Tajikistan. I guess maybe the city, I don't know, one of the cities over there, wherever they were. So here we have two Hasidim. One of them I think was called Motzkin, and the other one was, I forget, I think his name was Prus, but I don't remember. Anyway, two Hasidim, Chabad Hasidim, and they were sentenced to 5 years. And every day they have to report to the communist headquarters over there in their city. Anyways, one day, one of them says to the other one, and you know, it's understood they can't make meetings together and they can't make minions together. I guess they could pray individually in their houses or something like that, but they couldn't do any religious activities or anything like that that were noticeable. I mean, they could do maybe things in their home together. Alone, you could do whatever you wanted to alone, but nothing. Anyway, so one of them says to the other one, in a couple of days, it's going to be the holiday of Sukkot. So the other one says, yeah, what can we do? We're stuck over here in exile. We can't do the commandment. This is really just terrible. He says, no. We can do the commandment. How are we going to come on? You're going to build a sukkah? He said, I already built one. So what? You built a sukkah? How could you build a sukkah? Nobody knows. So he said, because I was walking around one day and I noticed that behind some buildings that was an old shed. An old shed. It was old, dilapidated shed, small enough for 2-3 people, small shed. And, every day I was just sort of, wandering around and looked around, just kicking stones and things like that. And I opened up the door to this shed. It didn't have a lock on it. And what did I see inside of it? Just like old rags and old, nothing really valuable. So every day I cleaned it out a little bit and I took the roof off, the shingles that were on the roof. It was pretty easy to do, it's old shack. And every day I threw some sticks on top. And as a result, we have a sukkah. We've got a sukkah. What is a sukkah? 4 walls, could be walls of anything. They could be walls that already exist. The main thing is the roof. The roof, that's called the schach. The sukkah means the covering. So the main thing is that. So I took off the roof, the shingles, whatever the roof. It's very low, not very high. And I put branches, and that's it. We have a kosher sukkah we can sit and eat. So the other one says, listen, they're going to catch us for sure. We can't do this. We have to. Just listen, we'll report in the daytime, we'll report. And then in the nighttime, we'll go to sit in the sukkah. Okay, but where are we going to get food from? What about food? So he said, listen, I got the whole thing figured out. I'll bring wine and I'll bring vegetables and you bring meat and bread and fish. What do you say? He says, okay. I put a little box over there and I'll have a lamp. It's Sukkot, so it's the middle of the month. The moon is shining. And I'll put a little lantern over to the side. It's already lit, I'll cover it over. Nobody will see. And nobody will notice. We'll take the lantern, put it on this box that in the middle. We have 2 more boxes that'll be our seats. And we'll we'll just make kiddush and wash our hands. And, for bread, we'll make a blessing and we'll leave. That's it. And we did them. That's all you have to do. And we did the commandment. So his friend says, okay. So comes the night of Sukkot, and sure enough, that's what it was. Both of them come with bags. One of them has what he was assigned to bring. The other one has what he's assigned. And they go and they sit inside of the sukkah. And they bring this little lantern with them to close the door so nobody can see. And they're in the back of a building. It's like sort of a big backyard sort of alleyway or something. He says, okay, this is pretty good. Let's wash our hands and let's eat. So one of them says, listen, the one who had the idea in the beginning, he said, listen, I just want to say something clear over here. I was supposed to bring the wine, right? And and the bread and some salad, right? So, well, I got salad, and I also got bread. I got bread. We got some matzahs or something. I got bread, but I couldn't find any wine. I couldn't find it. Where are you going to get wine? I thought I would buy grapes, and I would, but it seems that they're not in season. Whatever it is, that I couldn't make any wine. No grape juice. I couldn't do. But so when my kiddush on bread, he said, no. Wine I couldn't find, but I did find vodka. We have vodka, and we'll make kiddush on vodka. And the other one said, 1 second, 1 minute. I have ulcers. I can't make kiddush on vodka. I can't do it. And not only that, you make kiddush on vodka. It's only one person has to make. You make the kiddush, and I'll say, no, it's the holiday of Succot. So you got to be happy. You have to make kiddush yourself. What do you mean? You're not a baby or something. And don't worry about the ulcers. One time in the year, it's not going to hurt you. We'll make kiddush on vodka. So the other one said, listen, the fact is, I didn't find any meat. I couldn't find any meat. But I did find, fish, and find other thing, whatever he was supposed to bring. Maybe he was supposed to bring the bread. Anyway, so that, he said, 1 second, if we drink, we're going to get excited. We're going to start, and we'll forget it. We're going to make noise. I'm telling you, we're going to make noise, and someone's going to notice it, and we're going to get thrown in, and they're going to add on another 10 years to our sentence. As it is, we're going to get out in 3-4 years. No, says, listen, come on. Are you serious? We're Chassidim. We're Chabad. We want to drink. We can drink. We can hold our liquor. What are you talking about? We'll just make you feel we'll be happy. And maybe we'll sing a song quietly. And then we'll leave. That's all. Don't worry. I'll watch over you. Okay, so they go outside and they wash their hands. They come back in and they make kiddush on vodka. Both of them make kiddush on vodka. And I'm sorry, they don't wash their hands. I mixed it up. So they sit there and they make kiddush on vodka. Then they go outside and they wash their hands. And they come back and they eat a little bit of bread. And then they have the fish over there and the salad. But the problem is that all this takes a little bit of time. And in that time, the vodka starts to have effect on them. And they couldn't really find small cups. So they had like some regular cups. And they drank the majority of the cup. And they didn't have very much food anyway. So meanwhile, the vodka is like really, taking effect. And the more effect it takes, as suddenly the sukkah becomes bigger and bigger, and all of Russia becomes smaller and smaller until it's just two Jews sitting with God in a sukkah. That's all there is. And one of them says, the other one says, they start saying this, they start forgetting about the KGB and about Stalin and about everything. And they start dancing, and they're dancing inside of the sukkah, and they're just two Jews with God. They don't care about anything. Dancing. All of a sudden, knock on the door. What could that be? So they open up the door, and there is standing Ibrim. The people over there, they're Muslims. Ibrim, Kazakhstan, were there. Oh, Ibrim. Hi, how are you? They know who Ibrim is. He's like the superintendent of the building where they are. And they're in good terms with him. A nice guy, How you doing, Ibrim? Says, oh, hello. How are you? What are you fellas doing? They said, oh, it's birthday party. Like a birthday party. They said, oh, yeah, really? Whose birthday is it? So each one points at the other one. His birthday. So he says, listen, I know this is not a birthday party. He says, listen, I want to tell you something. He said, I was just in the office of, I forgot something. I forgot something in the story. One little small detail. But okay, I'll forget about it. Okay, he says, okay, it's not important. I'll make it up. Well, he says, I was just in the office of what was his name? Camille. They hear the name Camille, and it's like all the blood drained from their faces, like somebody threw a bucket of cold water in their face. Camille was the head of the KGB, and he was a known super anti-Semite, hated the Jews with a passion, hated them. So he said, I was just in the office of Camille. He says, you in the office of Camille? He says, yeah, he's my brother-in-law. He said, tell me, you couldn't find a better place to make your happiness, your party over here He couldn't find a better place to make it. He says, what's wrong with this place? He said, this is in the back of the KGB offices. You didn't realize what was going on. See what happened in the streets over there. If you drive down the streets, there's some places in Russia that you just see a big wall. And where you go, and there's a big opening in the wall. Every 200 feet or something, big opening. You go in the opening, and that's the courtyard, and that's where the entrances to all the houses are. That's what that is. That's what that is. Some houses have an entrance in the front. It happens that the KGB offices had an entrance in the front and also in the back. So they never really went to the back of this place, but they put anyway. So he said, you made it in the you made your booth. He said, listen, I was just in Camille's office, and he heard all the noise that you're making. And he opened up the window and he called me over. And he said to me, Ibrahim, you see what's down there? I said, I don't know. He said, those are the Jews. So I said, listen, so they're drunk. There's nothing forbidden for them to be drunk. They're not, as long as they're not doing a religious ceremony. He says, they're doing a religious ceremony. He says, how do you know? He said, because now is the holiday of Sukkot. That's what Camille said to me. This Ibrahim says. Camille said he saw you and he knows what you're doing and he knows it's a religious thing and it's forbidden. And you know what he said to me? I said, what did he say? He said, see those Jews down there? He said, they know that I hate them. They know that the whole world hates them. And what do? They're happy. So they're happy. They're dancing. He said, listen, we also have our holidays. He said, no. Our holidays are not like that. Are not like that. We're with friends. Everyone's together. We have a good time. These people, they are in enemy land. They know that any second I could come down and I could kill them both. So maybe they made a mistake where they made the sukkah, but how could they be happy when they know the whole world hates them? He said to me, this is what Camille said to me. He said, Ibrahim, I want you to go down and tell them that I'm jealous of them and wish them a happy holiday. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you that Camille is jealous of you, that you're happy even in the face of destruction, impending doom, and nevertheless you're happy. And you see what happened? Your happiness changed Camille. Suddenly it made him to be envious of you, your friend. Have a happy holiday, closes the door and goes away. After they got out, they said that was the happiest Sukkot they ever had in their lives. And evil turned to be good. And that's the whole message of Sukkot, that we're here in the world to change the world, not to have the world change us. We're here in the world to make the world good, not that the world should make us bad, to make us happy. The world should make us defy the world with happiness. And by means of that, we'll make the whole entire world happy, because that's what really everybody wants. The reason the world is so miserable and destructive is because they don't know that there's God who loves them and creates them. They think that God is far away, in some sort of a building or something. In fact, God loves everyone and is creating, and the sign because he's creating everyone. But God just wants us to respect him, show a little bit of gratitude. For the Jews, that's doing the Torah. For the non-Jews, it's 7 Noahide commandments. And then it says, then there'll be an amazing sukkah. The sukkah of David will be brought up from the ashes, and the whole world will rejoice with Mashiach. Now, have a good day, and God willing, we'll meet tomorrow at 8:15.